Where did the word tickle my throat come from with that phrase? That's another conversation. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Good to see you all, and by see you I mean let's get started. Let's get loud. All right, story number one. We're gonna take a journey down memory lane for these young people. Let's see, it's short, so let's see what this issue is. I, 18-year-old male, accidentally liked another girl's story, and she told my girlfriend, 18-year-old female, what do I do? I'll tell you, homie. Okay, so I believe this girl added me on IG. What do you mean believe? She did it. Okay. The Sharon. I followed her back to see if it was anyone I knew. By accident, I must have liked one of her highlights of her when going through it without noticing. Then unfollowed her knowing she wasn't anyone I knew. Fast forward to the next day, I have my girlfriend sad and rightfully devastated with a screenshot of my liking her highlight. That's the evidence. That fascinating. So on TikTok, there's this thing where people will like reach out to someone and be like, will you test my boyfriend? And they're basically seeing if like they would be willing to cheat on them. So like, but that's a process. Like they DM them, they say you're cute. They try to get them to flirt back. They try to get their number, try to set up a date or a phone call and just see if they'll say like, no, I am single. Like something like concrete. Liking someone's picture, especially on their story, is not concrete. That's fascinating. That's fascinating. Are you 18 or are you 12? Jesus. Okay, I explained to her it must have been by accident, and I told her I was trying to see if I knew her. I believe she believes me. She's telling me that it put her off because it was scary having a girl DM her about her boyfriend. I was fully sympathetic and supportive. Kind of sound like a little bitch. That's not right. I shouldn't say it. Bless. I believe I've handled this fuck up with maturity and well, what? I'd like some insights or opinions on what I could do or anything. Thanks. You're obviously reaching out for support, so let me not be too disastrous. First of all, let's talk about her. I understand, like, it would never feel good to have someone reach out to you about your partner and saying like, hey, just so you know, this thing's happening. Let's say that she didn't hire this girl to test you, which I fully think she did. Because you're not going to like follow someone randomly, them like something, and then all of a sudden you screenshot it, go to their page, see if they have a partner, message the partner and say, by the way, they just liked one of my photos. Like that is so, again, not concrete. Like you asinine. I think she did it on purpose to test you. And she's sad that you liked her picture, but she feels stupid because that's not concrete enough. And then she probably heard, then he unfollowed me. So goofy. So that was part one. Like, yeah, you would be allowed to be upset about it if it was actually something. It wouldn't feel good. But if someone did that to me, I'd be like, that ain't nothing. And maybe it could warrant a conversation. Be like, hey, by the way, this happened and it felt weird. But it truly is not that serious. What the first comment? Oh, to be young and this fucking stupid. Like, if you've seen any of the other episodes that I've done, like, people going through some real stuff. I mean, they got 6 kids and the daddy might not even be like some real stuff, not like accidentally liking someone's picture. Insane. You know, if this was the worst of it, life would be so much easier. Let's see if the next one's disastrous. Let's go. Okay, story number 2. My 25-year-old female boyfriend, who's a 25-year-old male, implied I don't matter to him in front of his family. Would you take this as a joke? Absolutely not. But context is everything. So let's see. Don't you embarrass me. Don't for a little joke. You'll see if you're laughing when you're out here in the rain. I'll keep it short and sweet, which we love. No prior history of this behavioral language from either of us. We live together and have been together 2 years. I was at my boyfriend's parents' house having a Sunday lunch, and we were discussing attending him play an instrument at a fairly important event. I've been the 2 years prior, FYI. Okay, I think she meant to say I've been there 2 years prior for your information. Every time this happens, I don't see him because he plays, yeah, and then goes straight into another rehearsal. So it ends up being me standing outside for a few hours in the cold/rain with his family, then going home alone. I have terrible circulation, so I get very cold very quick, and quite often my toes and fingers go white/numb at these events. So his parents expressed they would be going to support him, and I said I probably wouldn't this year. He turned and said, "At least the people that matter to me will be there." I know you're not married, but divorced. That's crazy. It's so funny because I could fully see him saying that as a joke. This is a terrible joke. Some people think they're so funny. They really do. I know he thought he ate that up. Wait, let me see. Nobody laughed. Woo! Hilarious. Nobody laughed. And his brother gave me a strange look. Yikes. We've need some water. We've spoken about it since, and he 100% insists. All right, I actually need some water. I'll be right back. Oh, whew. Okay. Anyway, nobody laughed. And his brother gave me a strange look. We've spoken about it since, and he 100% insists it's a joke, getting tearfully upset when explaining that to me. That's fine. If I was you, I'd be like, I understand it was a joke, and I never want to hear it again, because that's some bullshit. What would you think? I attend the majority, not all, of his music events. First of all, as an artist, if I have like a partner, I'm not expecting them to come to every of my shows. Well, it's also different because I'm an actor. Like if I'm in a production, I would hope you'd see it. But even when I do like improv, I'm not expecting you to come to every improv show. I'd be nice if you could make it out for the run, but like, I mean, I perform a lot, so like I would hope that you would come to several of them, but you wouldn't need to come to all of them by any means. Like the fact that you go to a couple, especially because it's a band, and even to what you said, like I'm not even going to be able to see you, and like you've done it before, you're probably going to go to one maybe in a few weeks or something like that. Like you're supportive. No one is expecting you to go, and if he's expecting you to come to all of them, that's crazy. Like that's actually asinine. Um, all of his music events, some of which include traveling hours and waiting around 10 plus hours, yeah, with people I don't know, or standing in the wind and rain for hours, etc. Yeah, like that's you're doing enough. If you're seeing him and supporting him in his shows when you can, like that's enough. If there's one that's of a certain amount of significance, like, hey, you need to understand, I know I'm not gonna be able to see you, but like I'm playing in front of Jennifer Hudson and Carrie Underwood. So I would love to know that your energy's out there. That's a different story. But it sounded like this little band for like a football game. It's fine. It's fine. That's why that's wild that he wanted to make that joke. That not that wanted to, that he did. I would have. It sounds like he's remorseful. So like all is well, but don't feel guilty. Like you're doing enough. If he has an expectation that you should be at all of his shows, or that you're not at enough, I would probably compare that to people in the group and their partners and how often they show up. And then that's usually a good gauge. And he was probably, yeah. This is a comment. It sounded to me like he was disappointed that you weren't going, so he came back with that. Yeah, I think in the moment he like felt that way, like, well, now and you're not going, and maybe it was more because like you're not going to spend time with my family, because like if his family's going to be there, then he's going to have support. It's not like, oh, no one's there for me. I think he felt some type of way, and that backfired hard. Now he looks stupid. Okay, next. Okay, last and maybe least, we'll see. And before we get into the story, if you've been liking this video so far, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. Also, feel free to go to the playlist this is connected to see other videos that I've walked through with different relationships. I go through platonic, but most of them are romantic, and they're all a mess. So enjoy. All right. Not comfortable with my husband's friend. Am I overreacting? 36 female and 39 male friend is 37 or 38-year-old female. Okay, so she's 36, her husband is 39, and the husband's friend is a female that's either 37 or 38. Gotcha. So after we were already married, my husband made a friend with a lesbian woman at work. Okay, totally fine. I know where this is going. I know where this is going. She's not a sexuality is a spectrum, and I think she is majority lesbian, and she will take a good old dick every so often. Well, let's see. But then he stayed out super late while at her house a few times, not coming home until 3:30 or so in the morning, and got all defensive like I was in the wrong. Why are you home at 3:30? Oh, you're the problem. Crazy. Look, a hit dog will holla. He's also stayed the night there after drinking too. Then she starts buying him cute personalized Christmas gifts each year, which he would get all defensive about. She took, girl, you already know what this is. Lesbian, let's be honest. All right, let's be honest. Spell it out. Let's be honest. Ooh, child. She took a photo of our dog and had it etched on a custom glass for him even. Then at a work party, they take a photo together and it was posted online with him tagged. Well, that's not arms around each other's shoulders. Okay. But then she has her hand on his thigh, towards his inner thigh. Girl, you know what she want. Go longer. Also took selfies together. I didn't like it. Even showed it to a friend and asked her thoughts. She thought inappropriate as well. I bring it up to him, show him the photo, and asked why is her hand next to your dick. I get super defensive, saying she's gay. That hasn't stopped people before. It hasn't stopped me before. No, this ain't about me. This ain't about me. This ain't about me. Yikes. Basically just one of the guys, and blah blah. I say I know that, but I still think she has some sort of weird crush on you. Yeah, and like it's just inappropriate. It's not appropriate to be that physical with someone else's partner in that way at all, regardless of like sexual feelings. I have like plenty of like girlfriends who are married or engaged or just have like boyfriends, and I wouldn't think about touching them certain ways because like that's just like sexually inappropriate, even though there is no sexual connection between us. It just is wrong and appropriate. Even if they were like single, that's just, you don't do that. People are weird. It's not normal for guy friends to buy each other cute gifts and take cute photos together, right? It's set precedent. One of the boys. Okay. He actually screenshots our conversations and sends it to this woman. That's invasion of privacy. That's invasion of privacy. Not. I felt that was a huge betrayal and super disrespectful. Absolutely. This is y'all relationship. Why is she in it? He thinks it's cool to keep talking to her after this as well. You know, let him marry her. Let him marry her. Girl, leave. And I say it's a deal breaker. Weird AF to me. He wouldn't just say, if you're really uncomfortable with my relationship with her, then it's done. Correct. Or that like, oh, she's someone that's important to me. I'm going to work on like having an appropriate boundary. What feels good to you? Okay, great. We're not going to go out alone. I'm not going to I'm going to like make sure that like physically there's no connect, right? Where it's like, I would like to maintain this friendship. So I hear you. These things have been inappropriate. In what way can we help to facilitate? None of that. None of that. Crazy. After all, they met after we were married. I feel as right. That's different than saying like, this has been my friend for 20 years and like I've known this person for so long, even if it feels whatever. But that's not the case. Crazy. I feel as though he's choosing her over me. And right, yeah, I would feel that way, but not invalidating my feelings about the situation. Oh yeah. I was like, I think you meant that otherwise, but she meant it right. By not invalidating my feelings about the situation, right? And saying nothing is going on. This has nothing to do with her. And in healthy relationships, we shouldn't be telling each other who we can and can't talk to. Um, in a healthy relationship, you would be keeping a boundary automatically without having your partner feel uncomfortable and needing to come to you. And if you didn't realize and your partner came to you and asked for that, you would respect them enough to either just honor it or find a way to work and come together as a couple to create a solution in which you both felt satisfied about what boundaries were going to be maintained for that relationship. And you would find that if the other person isn't willing to respect that, then they're a person that you don't need to have in your life. Like you married this person. You said till death do us part. Maybe you didn't say that. Maybe you didn't have a religious ceremony. But like you said, I'm committing my life to you. But then you're gonna let your little friend come in because you're banging her. Lesbian my ass. Thoughts? Am I being irrational or is this extremely disrespectful? I think the relationship she has with your husband is completely inappropriate. I think it is one that she's having an affair. So whether it's physical or not, she is fully in an emotional relationship with him. She is inside of your relationship getting the screenshots. She has an amount of control. She feels like she can have him stay over, right? There are things that are just inappropriate that she feels she can get away with. And she feels that she probably feels that she's entitled to. And your husband is fully allowing it because he is emotionally cheating on you. And that is at the very least. Like these late nights, alcohol, sexuality being a spectrum. You never know. I know the answer, so do you, but you never know. And especially like, listen, you didn't say if you have kids or not. If you don't have kids, if the amount of disrespect you're facing in this relationship is, first of all, astounding. Like you should be able to come to your partner and say like, there's something going on. And they should be able to even look at the situation being like, I promise you there's nothing going on, but I could see why you feel that way, right? Don't be, I don't know how you could think, like, look at the optics and be like, okay, like, I see how you got there. I'd like, that's not what's going on. I need you to trust me with that. But like, I see the optics. Even that in itself is a fair statement to not be like, you're crazy and that's unfair. And a healthy relationship, the gaslight, girl, leave. And before that, do the work. I'm sure you can find some kind of situation where they hooked up and use that when you get into divorce. So you get all that good money. Don't be playing around. Keep your foot on their neck. All right? All right, friends, that's all for today. Love you, and we'll see you soon. Bye.